right, before we conclude the East Nashville portion of this tour, what do y'all say we take a quick lunch break and I'll show you one of my favorite spots to get a bite to eat here in town. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's Mas Tacos. Substantial tacos, you know, so like 2 would get you if you're really hungry, 3, you know. Or like they have great sides. That's another, like the elote is really good. Really good elote. Their soups are really good. And then they have black beans and plantains, which is like, you know, just amazing. Back in the day, this used to be a hairdresser, and then they eventually bought the building out, and now they have a bar. Because used to, you kind of, seating was you know, very limited. They've expanded a bit. Of course, in COVID times, here we are outside. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the pulled pork. May I please do beans and plantains and a pork taco? I love y'all's pickled veggies. You can go with that and some of your hot sauce as well, please. So, what you see behind me, for anybody who followed the story of Nashville in the year 2020, even before COVID hit, we hit national headlines for a really devastating tornado that tore through the heart of our city. And behind me, this mural sort of became the image and the anthem of our city as we built back even in the midst of a pandemic. The Basement East here is one of the most beloved local venues in this town, full of local venues. And this wall, it was just demolished. This whole building was just hit really, really hard. And the one remaining part of the wall is what you see behind me. And you could probably, if you're studying the paint, even see where they started to build back the wall. But this part of the wall kept standing, I believe, in Nashville. And it hit especially close to home for me because over the last 6 years, I've played over 20 shows here as a part of my series Every Damn Monday. It's a summer series that we would put on with special themed nights like Skinner Night and Songwriter Night and Classic Country Night, little country duo I do with my buddy Brent Cobb, and like for Skinner Night it'd be like John Osborne and Sadler Vaden from Jason Isbell's band, and Mike Harris was playing in Stapleton's band and in Brent Cobb's band. This was just a place where I've made so many great memories. I've lugged amps and stuff up those stairs so many times and just had such joy. We'd play a John Marathon and all my buddies would come and sing a John Mayer song, and we'd pack it out. And so when this place got hit in the tornado, it really hit home. And I'm proud to say they are back in action, and we should go inside and see what's cooking. Well, all right. Hello, hello. Phil? Good to see you. Oh my God, I hadn't been in here since it was built back. Oh my gosh, it feels like the old. Oh, I love it. That's not a bad thing. Phil, how you doing, man? What's going on? So you don't have to get up, but good to see you. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. Really good to see y'all. Really good to be standing here. I love how you kept the spirit of the old dressing room, but you sort of like leveled up too. It's cool. The wood paneling, it was a vibe. Yeah, that was a vibe. I'll take y'all to the stage. Here we go. All this back here used to be wood paneling. It looked like you were in your grandma's basement. Really cool stuff. Ooh, I like this. This is new. This area being all clear to the right. This used to be a wall. And so the view is obscured from over here, but now you got even more space. And it's good stuff. It makes me itch to do another Skinner night or something, you know. I love this room. It's good stuff. Catch a show here if you come visit, and you can find it. Crazy story, when the tornado hit, you know, the roof was blown off this place. It was just bonkers. But the stage and the PA system survived, which is pretty cool. It's Nashville strong, as they say. Cleveland Park. Welcome to Cleveland Park. part of our beloved East Nashville. Behind me, this is an old theater that's been kind of boarded up for many a year, and I believe it just got purchased. It's probably going to turn into something really cool here in the next few years. But we were looking for locations for the video shoot for my song Half Drunk, and we knew we wanted to shoot my performance shots at the Station Inn over there in the Gulch, but we wanted to incorporate a mural, a paint by numbers mural, and my buddies Jay Hawley and Sam Sisk found this wall, and I can now proudly say that I am responsible for one of the murals here in Nashville, Tennessee. Come check it out. So this is where they shot most of the Half Drunk music video, and the two actors, one was a painter and he was over here. He was supposed to be just painting this wall white, but across the street, I'll take you, to where the other main character had her little flower stand set up. And he's kind of getting sweet on the girl across the street, and he notices that she's doing a little paint by number flower bouquet thing. And so he gets a little tipsy that night, stays up all night, painting supersized paint by numbers for her, and writes "I like you" in a fit of drunken excitement, and passes out in the morning. He wakes up and she has painted the rest of it and wrote "I like you too." It's a really sweet story. The actors did a brilliant job, and it's so cool. Y'all can come to Nashville and get your picture in front of my mural. Pretty wild. And hey, it's not the only attraction on the block, y'all. Right across the street's a great little dive bar called the Worsham Street Tavern. And here on the corner, they make fantastic pizzas, sourdough bread, all kinds of delicious food. Apparently their Caesar salad is like change your life kind of good. A place called Folk. And out in front of the side entrance to Folk is where our girl with the flower stand was set up for business.
Fingers crossed, this is just what you have been half hoping, half waiting, half expecting me to do.
Here we go. So the flower stand was set up right here, and in reality it's a little further away from the location of the painter's mural, but you know, movie magic and what all. And actually, before they painted over them, there was a second mural so that they could shoot the shots from before the painting got colored in. And then they painted over that and kept the finished mural.
Y'all, we're standing outside the world famous Station Inn. This is a Nashville treasure. This is an American treasure. I like to refer to it as the Sistine Chapel of country music, because if the Ryman Auditorium is the mother church, this is the sort of smaller, lesser known, but just as magical room for live music. We're going to go inside in a minute, but I just want to tell you a little bit about where we are in Nashville. We're in the Gulch. This is one of the hippest, most developed neighborhoods in town right now. But 20 years ago, the only thing here was the Station Inn and some train tracks. So this used to not be too good of a neighborhood to be in, but at least you could park because it was nothing but just gravel lots. And in a minute you'll see how premium parking at the Station Inn is. But behind me, this is where you line up if you're going to go to a show. And what I love about the Station Inn entrance is you can tell how exciting the show is going to be by how early in the day the line forms around the block. And then when a show does sell out, their very fancy way of letting the world know the show is sold out is you will see a paper plate sort of taped here to the window that says "sold out" in Sharpie. But here we are at the Station Inn. If you come to Nashville, I insist that you catch a show here. My particular favorite shows, if you see their names on the bill and you happen to be in town at the time, are Jack Pearson, Sean Camp, 18 South. But there are a lot of regular shows that are here every week. Look at that, Sunday Gospel Sessions, the Monday nights, Real Country Music, Carl Jackson, Val Story, Larry Cordell. I mean, we're talking bluegrass and country music royalty. This place has been here since the 70s, and the late proprietor, J.T. Gray, built a legacy here that will never be forgotten. In fact, it's so important to our story that there's currently an exhibit on the Station Inn at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. So what do you say we go inside? Rather than going inside like most people, I want to show you the cool band entrance. We'll go around the side here. Like I said, parking is kind of at a premium, and you kind of park at your own risk. You might get hemmed in if you need to leave early or something. This is the musician's entrance. For years and years and years, the band, the Time Jumpers, played out of here. And I can't tell you how many legends have sat on the edge of these concrete steps, and how many legends, amplifiers, and guitar cases have sat there at load in and load out. But this is the door the musicians walk in and out of, and that's the entrance I want to take you in. Though if you do come, don't abuse the policy. Use the proper door, please. Okay? All right, here we go. Come on. All right. Welcome to the world famous Station Inn. Here we are. It's creaky wood floors, mismatched chairs, tables lined up real close together. When this place is full, it is a bustling, bubbling, magic, electric energy that you can feel. And we'll walk around to the entrance where you pay the cover and see some of the, what they call the premium seating. I'll show you the bar, I'll show you some of the posters on the wall here. But I want you to experience someday the feeling of being in a packed Station Inn just before a great show. You can see the stage here, and it's not that big of a stage. And if you can believe it, like I said, the Time Jumpers used to play here, 13-piece band, 13 people on that stage. And that's one of the magic things about the Station Inn is the band and the crowd are right up in front of each other. There's not a lot of distance. Let's go over to the bar, come on. Y'all, this is Claire. She's getting the popcorn ready, and she was kind enough to pour me a little Yazoo Pale Ale. And, oh yeah, it's right on point there. But this is my favorite bar to order a pitcher of beer at in the entire world. And if you can see the bluegrass bumper stickers on these two fridges, that alone is worth the price of admission, all right? And Station Inn cuisine is something I would describe as don't knock it till you try it, okay? You can get a thing of popcorn, you can get a pizza. I'm not saying it's the best pizza in Nashville, but I am saying it is the best pizza to eat while you're watching a show and drinking beer at the Station Inn. There will be no other experience quite like it. They call your name, and that's an experience, even hearing your number, your order number come through. And then my favorite sound to hear at the Station Inn, if it's okay for me to do this, this was a gift from a very excited fan who visited from, I believe, Switzerland. And it's a cowbell, not like the Will Ferrell cowbell. This is like OG cowbell. And you know what? I've never rung this bell before. So when there's a particularly inspiring song, the bartender or whoever's standing back here, a lot of times it would be J.T. Gray, who we lost in early 2021. But at the end of the song, they'd ring the bell. Check this sound out. That's what you want to hear. That's when you know you wrote you a good one or you sang your tail off. And then here's the merch table, and I highly recommend all the Station Inn merch. I pretty much have all of these merch items at home because I love this place so much. And we'll walk back this way. As you can see, the walls are covered in posters, mostly bluegrass posters, a lot of memorabilia, some country music posters. There's just as much history on the walls here as there is on the Opry stage. And what I'm talking about with the history is this right here. These are old bus seats. And they don't come from just any bus. They come from Lester Flatt's bus, from Flatt and Scruggs. And then later on, he was a solo artist in his own right, and he hired a young Marty Stewart to play mandolin for him. And this is what I was talking about, the prime seating. And you got to get here early if you want to get these or if you want to get close to the stage. And behind us here is where folks come in and walk in the door here, pay your cash at the door. There was a very famous, there's Station Inn family over the years who are just as much a part of this place as the walls and the roof are here. And the person that I always love to see, who's no longer with us, but sitting here counting money at the door, is Miss Ann. She referred to herself as short bitch. But the thing about Miss Ann, she had a way of knowing if someone had the talent, you know, and in a sense she was a talent scout. And one young person to walk through these doors when he first got to town, who was a big bluegrass fan, big fan of the station inn, who Miss Ann took a liking to and who she was the first to believe in, was a guy named Dirk Bentley. And Miss Ann at the door, she liked you. She'd treat you good, make sure you had what you needed. But she was not going to take people abusing the, hey, can I just let my buddy in? We're buddies of the band. She made sure people paid so that the band got paid. And I just love that about her, and I miss her. And her not being here doesn't mean that there aren't more station inn family members still circling this building, because a lot of weddings and funeral celebrations and any kind of gatherings have happened here. Birthday parties, baby showers. That's the kind of stuff that happens here during the daytime. And I have my own memories here. This is one of the first places I took my wife Kristen on a date. It's where I played on that stage many, many times, trying out the songs that would eventually become the songs on my Sugarcane EP. And it's where I've sat in with the Time Jumpers and 18 South and so many bands that I love. When I was a kid, we'd visit Nashville. We came to the station inn, we caught a show, we'd do the open jam session that they had on Sunday nights then. And this place is where I first told my wife I loved her after a show I played. And it's where I shot half the music video for Half Drunk, the song I wrote about the first time I told my wife I loved her. There's a little bit more to show you. I want to make sure we feature some of the cool posters on the wall. You might even see a familiar face in one corner. But I want to show you the green room because that's pretty special too. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right. Here's the auspicious green room of the station inn. In a sense, it's never changed, and in a sense, it's always changing. But the spirit of it has always remained the same. And this is where countless times I've been back here with buddies catching up. You can kind of hear the rustle of people standing in line for beer, getting situated in their chairs and whatnot. And you know you're about to go out there and play a show. And it's just this room holds a lot of memories. I can't tell you enough. You got to get yourself to the station inn. It's worth buying a ticket to Nashville alone. This is my favorite room in the world to hear music, along with the Ryland and a handful of other places. But just because it's small, don't mean it ain't mighty. So thank y'all for checking out this tour with me, and I'm gonna drink my beer.